Hello, Scorpio. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. Website is on the side here, schifferbooks.com, I believe. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you would like to. Okay, supportive oracle cards, spellcasting oracle cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lizbeth. There are their full spellings of their names if you want them. There's websites on the back. I notice She Who Is Art all the time, but if there's something else there that you're drawn to, feel free to freeze frame and check out whatever you would like to check out. Okay. What is going on for Scorpio? I'm getting a positive energy. Let's see if it holds up. So, not that you don't have that anyway, but I'm also it's a positive energy, but I'm I always want to question it for some reason. All this is going on around them. I think you're making something work here. Okay, so this energy is not always easy for you to deal with. In fact, I want to say that sometimes you just keep your thoughts to yourself. Kind of listen, we have things to do here. I start this conversation. It just wastes time, and I don't have any time and I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to have an argument that goes nowhere, that when I look back, all it did was waste my time. No. And I feel like that's maybe why I don't say stuff, because I look back and I'm we had that argument that went nowhere, and I just spent however long doing it, and could have been doing something better. Forget it. There's no point. So, because you can clearly hold your own if you decide it's worth it, but I'm getting it's kind of it's wasted time. I'm not going to do that. So, I feel like when they start, if they say something that you don't like or whatever, you just might literally walk away or just tune them out and just do something else. Kind of I'm just going to stop. I'm just not going to let this become a problem. I am who I am. They don't match certain things about me. I don't care if they do. But, I'm just going to ignore their comments. And maybe you're a little bit desensitized to their issues because of it. You're trying to not argue. I keep getting that over and over again. I don't want to argue. So, why do we have that showing up over there? You have good energy, but it's kind of maybe you haven't been saying anything for a while, but maybe it's time to? Maybe it's time to switch this the other way? Okay, let's find out. Seems odd. You got the Temperance, the Knight of Swords, but reverse, which is interesting, and the Five of Wands. I'm not really sure that you're going to start a fight. I feel like I'm ending a fight. With that Knight of Wands reversed, I'm ready to end the fight. Because I feel like I'm just putting out there, I feel like I'm just stating the facts. And I know how this person is. Not only am I just stating the facts, I'm showing why. It's I have it right here in a spreadsheet. This is 1, 2, and 3, and this is why 1, this is why 2, and this is why 3. I literally am setting it up in their fashion, whatever that may be. And I'm all right. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm if it's that bad, if they're just, if we're just going to be at each other's throats for no reason, whether we need to or not, this is going to prove it. Logan, hey. No, can you stop? A little zippy. He's a little zippy today. He tried to jump on the camera in the last reading I did. Yeah, I'm ready for the fight. I feel like I'm coming forward and I'm just all right, here. This is on your terms. This is what it needs to be. You're the one who's going to make a mistake of this, not me. This is how I handle it. You do that way. I'll do this over here. I'll leave you alone. You leave me alone. We already know what the facts are. I can get my side done. You don't have to watch me get my side done. You just continue on with what you need to do. I feel like I'm ready for the fight. And that's how I feel like I'm showing up. If we need to fight over this, I will. Cat's being a little different right now. And then I feel like there's the cat coming over is making me wonder if like there's pauses in this situation anyways. Is that naturally happening? Because I feel like I do that and I'm like, all right, let's see what you do with it. You make sense. You did it to their liking. You did that purposefully. Kind of like, I'm sick of arguing about this, but we got to handle this. And I'm coming forward like, if we need to fight, I'm ready to fight. But here, it's on your terms, but I'm not working your way. This is on your terms, and you do that over there. While you're doing that, I'll take responsibility for these things, but leave me be. And don't watch me do what I do, because you don't like how I do what I do. You'll see the outcome. You'll see the quality in the outcome. That's all you need. Stay out of my area. Do your stuff over there. I'll do my stuff over here. We'll come together at the end. I'll have what I need, and that's all that you need from me is what I agreed to give you at this certain time. Deadlines are not a problem. You just let me get to my deadline on my terms. You do your stuff on your terms. Stay away from me. We'll meet up at the end. They like it. They like it. Because you do hold up your end of a bargain. You do hold up your responsibilities. They know that. They just don't like how you do it. I feel like we're getting along better, but they also seem to realize if they want to get along with you, they have to work with you. You came halfway and set it up in a certain way to their liking. Half of this is going your way, the way you need to do it. You met them halfway. You met them halfway. That's the best they're going to get, and they know that. And you're reliable. And that's one of the things that means the most to them. When all is said and done, you are extremely reliable. I feel like they're going to shut up for a little while. Because I got the Hermit card coming in with them. I don't know if I showed the Hierophant to start with. Like, it's opposite of you. That's opposite energy. But then they got the Hermit later, kind of like they're going to keep to themselves the parts that they don't like. But they also have to realize it's not meant for them to like. They're backing off because they know if they start with you, this isn't going to go well. This is just going to end up in a stalemate. There's no point. So they seem to understand that too. They want things to move forward, and they know that they have to work with you on your terms. They have to balance this out. I'm getting the Justice card too, by the way. When I'm getting that Two of Pentacles, I feel like it's being backed up by the Justice card in the sense of like, if they want this to go better going forward, if they want things to move forward correctly, they're going to have to balance this out with you and do it at least half on your terms. And the way you brought it forward is acceptable. Whether they like it or not, oh well. But it is. It's a compromise. This is a workable compromise, and you brought it forward. And they know fully well, if you bring it forward and you're like, this is how we can do it, you fully intend to back that up. So it was your idea. It's halfway. It's fair. They may not like how it goes completely, but they're not gonna. So it's if they want things to progress, if they want things to get better, they need to kind of like suck it up and get over it. Not to be rude, but I feel like that's how it's coming. And I do understand that they're going to get aggravated along the way. You're both probably going to get a little aggravated, but I also see them doing the same thing where they keep it to themselves. I feel like you're going to do certain things your own way. They're going to do certain things their way. You're both going to kind of look at each other like, I guess. But you're going to keep it to yourself. I feel like it goes a lot better. You know things that they don't. Okay. You're ahead of the trends. Okay. Scorpio is a water sign. All water signs, that's Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, tend to have some type of psychic ability. I don't think they're psychic. I think you're psychic and they're aware of it. And they might not put it in that term, but it's kind of like when things start going a little, like, things start to not feel right, you catch on to it way before they do. Because you catch on to things going a little wonky before it actually happens, there's less fallout, there's less loss. So, if it was going to be like the way things are going, things are going to change. We either change with it to keep what we have. If we don't change, we lose half of it. You figure it out before this other person does, easily, real quick. You start changing so you don't have the loss. They know that. When all is said and done, what they don't want is the loss. So if they just kind of work with you some more, that's part of your gift. You seem to figure it out before they do. They realize that they have to let you lead on certain things, whether they like it or not. What are you doing? He's a little zippy today. Whether they like it or not, they got to kind of work with you on that. And I feel like they are. Because they realize you have these gifts and they just don't. It goes a lot better going forward. I feel like the more you understand that, I just feel like you're going to keep balancing it the way you need to, but you're going to see like, all right, I just got to make sure that I have some type of something behind it. I have to back it up some way. If I'm like, I don't feel like this is going right, I have to find something to back that up so that they start following where I want to go next. If you feel like there's a change that's needed, you just got to have something stable to like base it off of. It doesn't mean you have to have the whole thing built, but you got to have like, well, this is where I'm seeing this, and you know how things go. We don't want to lose half, and we know how that could happen. I think it's time to start veering this way, start going this way. I feel like you're going to understand, like, I got to be careful how often I do this. I got to make sure it's worth it. Like, you know, if we're going to have 20% loss, I don't know if that's going to be enough to actually convince them that we should go. If it's going to be 50 or better, or closer to, if it's going to be closer to 50%, let's say that, then we should change it. I feel like you're going to know when you should move and when you shouldn't, kind of like, maybe we should just suck up and deal with the loss. It's only going to be 20%. Maybe it's better just to stick with it so that they're not completely bent out of shape. Versus, like, if we're closer to 50%, no, we need to change, and explaining that. And you're going to have something to base that off of, where they can tangibly hold it and go, okay, Scorpio, I see what you're saying, sort of. And you're like, well, listen, we can just go for the loss, or we can change. I'm like, okay, we'll change. I'll trust you on this. And they'll just kind of go with that. It's how we're going to balance it out going forward. I think it's fine. I feel like they're going to be holding back to a degree. You're going to be holding back to a degree, but not totally. Like, we're just, you know, we're controlling it going forward. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for purchasing a reading. If you would, thank you for watching. If you would like to purchase a reading, though, then you can email me at the information below. That's jamesforastral@gmail.com, James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's also down there. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.